I hope you are having a wonderful day so far. We are going to start off by doing number corner, and then we are going to do a quick math lesson about counting mixed coins, and then I'm going to send you off to practice on your own. So here we are in the month of December, and there are 12 months in a year. So first we're going to sing a song. I know you know this song from kindergarten, maybe even first grade. And as I say a month, I want you to put up a finger. And we're going to sing the months of the year song. So you ready? We're going to start with January. January, February, March and April, May and June, July and August, then September. Next comes fun, October too, then November and December. That's all 12 months, now we're through. There are 12 months, there are 12 months, there are 12 months in a year. So we are currently in the year of 2020, and after December, when we reach the very last day, we will be in a new year. So for the past 12 months, January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November, and December, all those months were in the year of 2020. So when we end this month, a whole new year will begin, and we will be in the new year of 2021. There are 31 days in December, and as always, there are 7 days in 1 week. Our month started on a Tuesday, and it's going to end on a Thursday. So I have already flipped over today's card. Today is Wednesday, December 2nd, and I just want you to think for a minute about what you notice on these two cards. Yesterday's card was a blue background with an orange shape. The shape of yesterday's card was an isosceles triangle. An isosceles triangle has two sides that are the same length and one side that is longer. It also has a right angle, and a right angle is when two lines come together and they make an L. So if you look right here, these two lines come together, and right here is a right angle. This is also called a right triangle. So sometimes you might hear it called an isosceles triangle, and sometimes you might hear it called a right triangle. It's the same thing. It just means that it has a right angle, or that this part of the triangle is 90 degrees. I want you to be on the lookout for other 90-degree angles that you see. You will see a lot of right angles in real life. And so when I look at a door, the corners of the door, those are right angles. When I look at my piece of paper right here, this is a right angle. When I look at this book, this is a right angle. So I'm wondering what right angles you see just around where you're sitting right now. I'm sure that you can see at least some. So that was yesterday's card. Today's card, I noticed that the background looks different. We have an orange background with a blue shape. And it also tells us the name of the shape. So today's shape is a rectangle. A rectangle has two longer sides that are the same length and two shorter sides that are the same length. And they are parallel to one another. So the two long sides are parallel and the two short sides are parallel, which means they run side by side and they would never touch. Now we have a calendar observation chart, and so I'm going to pull that up and we're going to fill it in. Let me make it smaller so hopefully we can see both at the same time. We're not going to fill in these last two columns right now. We're going to just work on these first three. So we're going to fill in yesterday's and today. So yesterday's date, remember we are in the 12th month. So that's the first thing that we write. So 12, which means December, -1, the date. So yesterday was the 1st, -20, because we're in the year of 2020. Sometimes you'll see it just written 20. You only write the last two numbers. Sometimes you'll see it written like that. It doesn't matter. I'm going to just do 20. All right. Then yesterday's shape, sides or vertices. Sides and vertices. So corners and the sides. I see that the triangle has 3 sides and vertices, and the shape name is an isosceles triangle. And I'm going to fix this and figure out, there we go. All right, and then remember, we're just going to leave this blank. So on December 1st, we had a 3-sided shape called an isosceles triangle. Then I'm going to plug in today. Today is December 2nd, 2020, so 12-2-20. And on our rectangle, we have 4 sides and 4 vertices. So I'm going to type in 4 and type in rectangle. All right, and we will keep adding to that as we go along. All right, now moving on, we're done with number corner. I'm going to close this tab, and we are going to start talking about money. I know that you are a money pro. And what I want you to do today is I really want you to ask the grown-ups in your life if they have any change, or maybe you have change. And I want you to make a baggie for yourself of that change. So in my baggie, I have 8 quarters, 10 dimes, 10 nickels, and 15 pennies. You can have really any amount, but I want it to have at least 4 quarters, at least 10 dimes, at least 10 nickels, and at least 10 pennies. That means that you're getting a good variety of coins to count. So I have opened up my Money Pieces app, but what I want you to do is you can use this if you don't have coins, but I don't like it as much this way because then it's not random. You choose what you drag over. So I like this because I want you to pull from the bag and then practice counting it. So I'm going to show you what I want you to do. I want you to get your math notebook. And in your math notebook, I want you to draw a box. So obviously this is not my math notebook. I'll show you what it looks like on the sheet that I created. You're going to make something like this in your math notebook. So I have collected coins and then the total value. I'm just going to use this so that I can drag over the coins. You will draw your own. Okay, so here's my piece of paper. I'm going to do this 6 times. So there's one area. This is just to practice counting coins. I'm actually only going to do it 5 times. Okay, so here's my bag. Remember, you should have your bag. I'm going to reach in. I'm going to close my eyes. I don't want the whole handful. I mean, you could do that if you want, but only maybe one time. I just want maybe 5 or 6 coins in my hands. Okay, so I have started. Here's my, oh, it's hard for you to see. I have a collection of coins. Now, the first thing I want you to do when you have your collection of coins, I'm going to show you the coins that I have. I'm going to draw them up here. So I have this, 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 and this. All right. I drew it like that because that's probably what your coins look like when you're holding them in your hand. They're just in a big jumble. So I want you to get in the habit of, when you're counting coins, to sort them. You're going to sort them by kind of coin. So you're going to sort the quarters, dimes, nickels, and pennies, and you're going to put them in order from biggest to smallest because that will help count. So I'm going to put my line like this. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to move my coins over. So I'm going to start with my quarter first because it's the biggest. Then my nickels. Now, if you are using this in your math notebook and you're drawing, just draw them like a circle. And then you can write the first letter of that coin. So if you were drawing a quarter, you could do a Q. You could also instead of writing a Q, you could draw a circle and then write the value if that would help count. So you could write 25. Whatever works. All right, so I'm going to keep moving my coins over. Notice that my coins go in a straight line. Just like when you read and you read left to right and you read in a row, same thing with money. If you keep it like that, it will make it easier. I gave the in-person kids an example that my last name, as you know, is Bean. So if I write my last name B-E-A-N, like this, you know to start at the B and read from left to right, and it says Bean. But if I wrote my same name and wrote it like this, B-E-A-N-E, you wouldn't know where to start when you were reading that name. So same thing with money. You want it to go from left to right, biggest to smallest, because it will make your job of counting the value that much easier. So here I have them lined up. I have a quarter, I have 2 nickels and 3 pennies. Maybe you know how much those are worth already. Maybe it would be beneficial or helpful for you to write the value underneath so that when you're counting, you can keep track. So I know that a quarter is worth 25 cents. A nickel is worth 5 cents. And a penny is worth 1. Okay, and then I'm ready to count it all up. So 25, 30, 35, 36, 37, 38. So in this box, I would write my total or my value, 38 cents. All right, I'm going to do one more with you, and then I'm going to send you on your way to practice by yourself. So again, hopefully you can find some coins somewhere in your house. You just need quarters, dimes, nickels, and